Welcome to the Stages Studio Scheduler. Once you log in with your credentials on the home screen, scroll down and click on Scheduler. It'll land you on this page. As you can see, the dashboard for Scheduler defaults to displaying your weekly schedule. You can also look at your monthly schedule by clicking on Month at the top of the calendar. For now, we'll go back to the weekly view and begin to create our classes. For the purposes of this tutorial video, we've created several classes showing you what your schedule will look like. Please note that you can see your weekly classes on the weekly view, and there is also a sidebar showing classes day by day. To create a class, click on the Create Class option in the upper right corner, opening a new creation window in which you'll make the class. First, name the class. We'll name ours Stages Studio. Underneath the name, you can add a description. This is optional and will appear on the schedule for your members to read to get an idea of the class layout. The tag option is for you as an admin to assign certain characteristics to classes, making it easier for your users to filter and find the classes they're looking for. Then we put in the time specifics. Choose the date, the class start time, and the system will automatically put the duration of the class at 60 minutes. So for our example, let's say our class is on Thursdays, and the first one is August 18th at 9 a.m. I want this class to be listed as a 55-minute class, as all of our classes at my facility are 55 minutes. So I will need to change the class duration from the default of 60 minutes to my class time of 55 minutes. For rooms, most of you have one cycle room, so you'll stick with that. We have the option of adding different rooms in the same facility, and for those instances, we will work directly with you. For most of us, this should display the name of our facility's cycle room. Right under that is the class type. The class type you choose ultimately informs the metrics that will be in the post-workout email summaries. So if it is a rhythm-based class, you'll want to choose rhythm so your members can get their beats accuracy score in their post-workout email. If your writers want their average watts to be listed in their email summary, be sure to make it a power class. And if you are using the heart rate option and running a heart rate plan, desiring for your members to see their average heart rate throughout the class, choose the heart rate class type. This class is a power class, so I'll leave it on the default of power. The next option is a huge time saver for admins. We typically build our schedule and desire that it recur or repeat weekly. Here is where you choose those repeating parameters. For this class we're creating, I want it to repeat weekly on the same day and at the same time. When I click into repeats, I get to choose weekly. It then gives me the option to choose an end date for that recurring class. I choose the last Monday of the year, knowing that in January I often change the schedule a bit. I'll need to note somewhere on my calendar to get into Stages Cloud in December and choose the new end date for all my classes. Otherwise, they'll end in the schedule on the date that you choose here. The virtual class option is only for our customers who are paying for the additional feature of live streaming or on-demand classes in the Stages Studio Plus app. So if you are a Boost or Studio Pro in-studio customer, you'll ignore this option and keep it toggled off. Next, we have the option to set the opening time for booking. This is where you choose how far in advance you want your writers to be able to see the class as bookable in the app and book themselves on the bike. Note here that if you are integrated with a customer relations manager or CRM, such as MindBody, ZingFit, Syndro, etc., these parameters are different and are addressed specifically with you and our team. For those of you using the Stages Studio Scheduler as your booking app, simply put that open time for booking here. For my facility, we only allow members to book their bikes 3 days before the class, so I've put in 3 days. Once you make a change, be sure to hit Save at the bottom of the page. Below that, you have the option to auto-start the class. Note here, for these two options, the Set Opening Time for Booking and Auto-Start, you can configure this at the location level as well. Next option here is Custom Layout. You as an admin get to choose what the main screen shows at the start of class. We have defaulted this to show everything, but you have the power to make any preferred changes here. As soon as the gauges begin to populate the screen in a class, the default is the bike number gauge. We offer 8 other gauges to choose from should you decide that another option is a better choice for your riders. Make note here that if you've chosen this as a rhythm class and will be using the compliance gauge in your rhythm class, you'll want the compliance gauge to be the default for this class. For a power class, the instructor can always change it at any point during the class, so you're simply choosing the gauge that will come up at the start of every class. Next, you'll assign an instructor to this class. If all of your instructors have made a Stages Cloud account, associated themselves with your location, and you've added instructor to their roles, you will see them in your drop-down list of instructors. The following options are mostly used for the instructorless classes I mentioned earlier. If you want a class to start automatically in your studio, add either the plan in the video here, or if an experience has been created, a plan and matching video, you can add it to the class here. And lastly, you have the option to add an image to the class tile that will show both on your admin schedule and on the schedule for members to see. You can add a picture of the instructor or a logo of the class or any image you want associated with that class. Once you've completed this page, click Save at the bottom and it will be added to your schedule. Now, glancing at the weekly schedule I've created so far, the last thing we need to point out is the booking visibility into each class. For both future and past classes, you have visibility into this. The information is listed in the sidebar menu of classes, and if you open a class, you can see the list of those booked in. Additionally, you as an admin can add a member into class by clicking on Add Booking. You'll be shown your list of members, and by clicking on the member, you can add them to a bike, booking them into class on that bike. And that's it. You did it. You are now prepared to create your class schedule in Stages Studio.